Installing a remote start on your 2009 to 2012 Toyota Rav4 adds convenience and value, and it's something you can do in 20 minutes. So let's get started. Now I should say this quick install applies to this custom kit right here. It's made for this vehicle, and really it requires you to tap into one wire. Everything else is plug and play. It'll come with the panel tools, some wire ties. It'll come with a safety switch for the hood if you want to add that in, and a sticker to let mechanics know the car's equipped. It includes a module and a harness that pretty much allows you to just plug it in and move on. The harness includes an OBD2 pass-through and the connectors that go into the module. There's another set of harnesses that you won't even need for this car, and a couple other things like the one wire you'll need for the ignition sense. To get started, you use a pick or a small flathead screwdriver to pop the OBD2 connector out of its bracket. You'll then take the harness that came with the remote start. It will have an OBD2 connector that will snap right into it as well, and then you just jump it in the back with the female side. Because this is an area that may be disturbed in future diagnostics, you'll want to make sure that this cable does not come apart. There's a perfect spot for you to put a wire tie in there, get that up in there, secure it nice and tight, make sure this connection doesn't come undone for the future. After this, there's really only one wire to connect, and it's for an ignition sense, and it's a little bit tricky to get to, but there is a diagram showing the pinout on the connector, and here's the steps I took. You'll want to get to the top of the back of the fuse box, and there are 3 connectors up there. The connector at the far right is where we're aiming for, and it's pin number 4 up top, and it's looking at the connector from the back side. So from this side, the 4th pin on the top, in from the right, in this car it's a red color wire, that's what we're looking for. I found it easiest to just pull the connector out completely, so push up on this locking tab and pull it out. Then use a pick to separate the wires, find that 4th pin. Like I said, it's red in this vehicle. Find that 4th pin, set it to the side. I want to show this, maybe help someone else avoid this mistake, but I like using these T-taps, and they're perfect. You can set them up in a pair of pliers, reach up and just clamp down, but they are made for a little bit of a thicker gauge wire, and the wiring on this plug is very thin. So I'm going to use this instead because I don't think that T-tap is going to be safe for this. These little connectors here, they're made for telecom cabling or phone cabling. They're made for smaller gauge wires, and the teeth for inside there are smaller, so they'll clamp down the right way. They won't cut the wire through. And there's also a gel in there that will ooze out when you squeeze it to help prevent corrosion. So what you want to do is you want to get back there. Once you find that wire, you'll need to cut it. You can prep this little connector here with putting the cable that comes from the harness, the remote start harness, already in place to have it ready. And then you're just going to have to wiggle this on there. It's clear in the black, like kind of like a window, so you can see and make sure that the wires fully seat. Once you see all 3 of those wires in there, clamp down with your pair of pliers. The only thing left to do now is to plug in the module. And there's a specific sequence and programming that needs to be done. There's a programming button. You want to hold that and press that down while connecting the black and only the black harness. Plug that in and you'll see the LEDs start to flash and alternate colors. When it stops only on the blue and only the blue illuminated, release that button and you'll see that it'll stay blue. Then you'll plug in the remaining 3 connectors. With the remaining plugs connected, you'll want to turn your ignition on, and that's hitting your start button twice without using your brake pedal so that you don't start the car. With the ignition on, you'll tap this programming button once. You'll see that the light will turn off, and after some time, it'll begin to flash rapidly. Once you see that, hit your start-stop button to turn your ignition off, and this is now programmed. To start your car now, all you need to do is use your factory remote and push the lock button 3 times. You'll see your parking lights turn on, and shortly after your car will start. Few things to note for this vehicle and this remote start. There is an RF or a long-range antenna available and a cell phone option. Both of those work with this unit, and you can get those from their website. Upon remote starting, the car will only stay on for about 15 minutes, and then it'll turn off. And the last thing, which is somewhat of a drawback, is that the car will turn off upon opening the driver door, meaning the car will not stay on in the remote start status for you to get in and sit down. You'll have to restart the car, but at that point, it'll be either warmed up or cooled down. Once you've tested functionality, go ahead and neaten all of this up by tucking it up top high and wire tying it to secure it out of the way. I like making these videos to show how easy it is to do some of these things on your own, and of course to save a ton of money while doing it. I'll put links below to the items or tools I've used, and if you use my links, I will earn a whole 17 cents.